guys, I'm back on a video, and today we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. This means that there is going to be only one more Raw till Raw is on Netflix. Now, during this episode of Raw, I think they, again, had to keep it a little less spicy because of the fact that, people are going to be spoiling people. No matter what, somebody's going to spoil you because it was pre-recorded. But I will say it was less spoiling going around. So I appreciate those who were at the show. Because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't expect the end of the episode to occur. Now, unless I just didn't even get it. Now, to open up the show, Drew McIntyre came out and basically got his feelings about people just not caring about him. And honestly, it of course was kayfabe. But, my condolences to Drew. I'm gonna say this. For a second there, Drew got me to the point where I was kind of like, dang, that's sad. Nobody checked up on you, and you did just go through a crazy match like Hell in a Cell with CM Punk to the point where you had to get all those staples. I ain't gonna lie, I was feeling for you. But then, as Sammy said, we all have to go through those things, and it is a privilege to be employed by WWE. So don't be complaining about it to the fans who put you where you kind of are, And honestly, in that promo, Sami Zayn got me. Usually, Sami Zayn doesn't really get me when it comes to promos, just because in my heart of hearts, I like the heels. I almost always gravitate towards them. So rarely I kind of get to whatever a babyface is talking about, weirdly enough. Unless they got a little bit of personality to them, like, Bianca, like a John Cena, like a Naomi. They kind of get me. I like them. Like, or Truth or something like that. But Sammy, he kind of took it for me in that moment. And then Sami Zayn, thinking, had the heart of a fighter, but not the body of a fighter, because, man, after that punch, Drew just took over. It was no longer any advantage for Sami Zayn, and honestly, again, I don't understand why Sami Zayn did that. But, he had his oos, and Jey Uso came out after being out for, 3 weeks because of Drew McIntyre, which I thought was going to end up to a match with Drew and Jey, but they're probably saving it. Hopefully they save it for Raw on Netflix, so Drew McIntyre is a little preoccupied, because y'all know I want this tribal combat to be as much on Roman Reigns' side as it can be, okay? Because I just don't want to see Solo beating up the OG bloodline for 100 more weeks. I kind of don't. Makes great TV and everything, but it hurts me. It takes a little bit of me every time I see it. So I just don't want to see the THUGLINE winning again and again and again. I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't. But the next segment you had... Okay, my thing is this. I don't know why Sonya thought she was going to be in this IC Championship tournament. But, you know what I'm saying? I guess, she thought Zoe was going to be there, so why wouldn't she? And when I see PFC on my screen, I feel as though it was a very good idea. Very good idea, very good opportunity, but for some reason, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. And it makes me sad that, like I saw on Twitter, the fact that there is a chance that the Big Three, which hasn't been named as a actual faction, is going to break up before PFC, when the Big Three is such a money-making it's a money-making opportunity there. Yeah, we got PFC here playing games, messing with my girls. Okay, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. But they thought they was going to get one over, and they did. Io Sky took the spot of Kyrie, and she pulled through in that match. And honestly, I thought this was going to be a good opportunity for Natty. But at the same time, now that Natty's not in the equation, I really think I would want Io Sky to end up winning the inaugural Intercontinental Championship. And maybe down the line she'll get it. I'm hoping that maybe down the line she'll get it, just because of the connection with her and her family, and the fact that Natalya has she's worked her butt off, and she continues to work her butt off, also training up new talent. So I see it in her future, and I'm gonna be excited for that. But in the meantime, I'm hoping Io Sky is our, champion. If she wasn't gonna be able to get it through because of the whole Rhea and Liv thing, let her get this. She ain't gotta have a long reign. Just let her get this. It's very interesting to see Liv and Finn Balor go back and forth like siblings, because it kind of seemed like throughout the whole New Judgment Day, they had a plan. They had a plan, and it just felt like those two had more of a bond than anybody else in this new creation. So it's very interesting that those two are the kind of like the first to have issues between the whole group. And I don't know if it's just because Finn didn't do the things that he needed to do and stay focused on the goal, or Liv was just tired of Finn talking bad about Dom. Either way, I'm ready to see them break up. I just am. I'm ready to see it. You already see the division. You already see the divide in two sides of the whole Judgment Day, and they're on their last legs, especially when where the War Raiders and stuff is. And I was really thinking that Dom was going to have a plan when it came to Damian Priest, and yeah, that's why you don't really kind of believe in the plans that Dominic has. Because why exactly was his plan to do the same Judgment Day plan they always been doing since day one? And that's strength in numbers, pop out of nowhere. Like during the match between Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio, Damian was obviously taking over in that situation, and then downhill it went. Dom had a little moment. He had a burst. You saw his skills, but then Damian Priest wrote the book between how Judgment Day does their tactics and everything. So he looked in the crowd and saw, who, JD bobblehead. He saw JD bobblehead. He saw Carmelo under the ring, and sure, Finn caught him off guard, and honestly, they may have been able to get one off of them if the War Raiders didn't come out. Yeah. Nobody thought about the fact that people are going to be tired of your mess. And the minute you tried to cheat out, their opportunity wasn't going to come out and pay back and help Damian Priest, the guy who helped them. I feel as though they share one brain cell, even though, they are in the fritz. They share one brain cell, because that made no sense to me. If I'm really thinking, I honestly I really was like, you know what, there's no plan in the world Dominic could have, but I'm going to believe in Dom. Don't believe in Dom. There's no need to believe in Dom. Remember what he showed you throughout everything. There's no need to believe in him. No real need to believe in his plans. Now, in the ring, he know how to go. But there's certain people like Gunther, yeah, we can use common sense with that. We don't have to hope. We don't have to dream. We don't have to, believe things that just probably will not happen at this very moment when it comes to Dominic Mysterio. And that's what it was. That's just what it was. Now, Chad Gable and Alpha Academy, they're continuing on with their saga. And Toizawa, he fought a good fight. But it's Chad Gable. Chad Gable overwhelmed him. And although I will say that it's been interesting seeing the little split between the Alpha Academy and Chad Gable, and it also led to, as everybody wanted the Creed brothers and Chad Gable making their own faction. I feel as though they waited so long. They waited a long time, and then now we're kind of dragging this whole thing. Although I do I like the group, it's just I'm kind of less interested in what that is and where they can go with that, just because I feel as though the momentum they have is just not the same. And after the Wyatt situation with Chad Gable, it seems as though same thing. It's kind of gone run its course. And unless they're going to do something different, unless they pull something out that surprises me, I'm just kind of checked out of that story. Although, great, it's going to be some entertainment, good matches. But I really am kind of like, the Creeds need to get the championships, or Chad needs to go and get that IC championship or something, because something gotta give. And Ivy, she ain't got an opportunity to get no championship. She ain't got no friend. She can get tag team champion, and she's not beating Liv Morgan. So, you know, the men of the American Made gonna have to pull something through. Pull something out of their hats. Because this right here needs to get a little bit more interesting. And to be honest, I miss Gunther or Ludwig this episode. I ain't gonna front. You know, it was, the presence was missed. And the whole interview with Seth Rollins, I really am, Seth is just a hater. I hate to say this. Seth is just a hater, and it really just seems like he's kind of upset he wasn't invited to the party. Because why exactly did seeing Roman Reigns and CM Punk team up get you so bad? That you had to take action. You had to take action. Like, bro, you said no. You said no, and they low-key didn't have any other choice but CM Punk, because you said no. And not only did you say no, you said that you just don't really want to see Roman Reigns get to that power anymore. You don't really, what you have Roman, you rather not ever team with him again. So why is it that situation got you all, I gotta do something, my precious sport? Why? It really seems as though Roman Reigns, just like, you know, with a lot of the IWC, Roman Reigns lives in CM Punk's head rent-free. And not only Roman Reigns, CM Punk lives in Seth Rollins' head rent-free. Because, like, I agree with the fact that CM Punk was pretty salty, and when he left, he said some things he shouldn't have said. He said some things that hurt, you know, Roman. That had a little effect on WWE's business. But it's been like, what, 10 years? It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. So I just think that Seth just got a little, he wants to be center of attention, and it just wasn't happening. So now, since he said it's going to be violent, I need it to be violent. I need that main event of Raw on Netflix to be very violent. I need it to be visceral. I need it to be everything Seth Rollins said. I need it to. If not, I'm just going to be disappointed. And I hate to be disappointed, especially after seeing so many people upset about the whole idea that Seth Rollins and CM Punk wasn't going to be the main event. So I need Seth Rollins to come with everything he promised me. But good TV. Good TV. I really find it so interesting how these wrestlers on Raw act. Considering the fact that Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods had a moment in the ring, and I commend that crowd for allowing them to speak during certain moments. You know, when the crowd kind of can play with the wrestler and let them speak sometimes, and then boo them the heck out. But when they know that there is a promo that needs to be done, they let them speak. And I respect that crowd for being mature enough to do that. This work with the New Day being heels and being booed and rejected by everybody, it's pretty good, honestly. It's some very good work. And honestly, although I'm a little upset, you know, how they did Biggie, I like it. I like this angle that Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston have, especially because Kofi Kingston's mom don't even want to deal with him. Like, if your mama don't even want to deal with you, you probably you probably got to think about what you done did when that happens. And the idea, you know, for some reason, Rey Mysterio, he said, I shouldn't have done what I did. I shouldn't kick you out. But, you know, I'm going to give you an out. Apologize to the locker room about what you did to Biggie. Or apologize to E, too. That made no sense to me. Mind you, almost everybody in that locker room has betrayed somebody with violence. Not words, violence. And then even Dominic Mysterio says it wasn't cool what they did. I feel as though this Raw locker room was full of a bunch of hypocrites, because at least he didn't hit E. Like, at least they didn't beat E up. Like, they could have scarred E. Crazy. They could have beat him with a chair. Yet they didn't. And everybody on Raw feels as though they went too far and they shouldn't be allowed in the locker room, and they shouldn't get their support from the locker room, and they're cut off from the locker room. Makes zero sense. Especially if Drew McIntyre does not get any of that energy. If Drew McIntyre doesn't get any of that energy, if Bronson Reed doesn't get that energy, if Chad Gable doesn't get that energy, Chad Gable especially, if they don't get that energy, Karrion Kross don't get that energy, why should the New Day get that energy? If they're going to have to do this, they're going to have to just go back to SmackDown. Just go back to SmackDown. The bloodline ain't the same no more. And maybe you'll be cool with the new bloodline since you don't really like Jay anymore, Xavier. So maybe they can figure something out. Because it does not seem as though Raw can take you no more. But beautiful work. Beautiful work from New Day. Beautiful work from freaking Final Testament. Goodness gracious, who thought I was gonna say that? Final Testament and Karrion Kross, they've been making some good moves with this Wyatt 6 thing. And I sadly, as I have to say, it's not gonna work out for them, but good work. Good work. The Miz though, he gonna have to lock in. He gonna have to do something. Cause man, if not for the Final Testament, he was gonna lose that match, 100%. He is gonna lose that match, but I will say, I love hearing the entrance music. 100%. Cause Dexter was gonna wear that man out. 100% wear him out. One of my favorite moments of that night was seeing Nikki Cross get catapulted to the Final Testament, though. I love how they get thrown. I just love it. It's great. Sami Zayn, the main event, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. It went exactly how some of you guys could expect. Sami Zayn did not pull out the win. Drew McIntyre did what he did, basically Saturday Night Main Event. Wore him out. This time he actually wanted to beat Sami Zayn afterwards, since Sami Zayn kind of did have some words, as in telling him beforehand that if you still have a problem with what the Bloodline did to you, what's up, we can square up. And at this point, the OG Bloodline just needs to reevaluate who they're gonna send out as a representative against Drew McIntyre, because y'all keep picking Sami. Sami can't do it no more. Sami cannot do it no more. Honestly, you need to send in Jay, and the first time, if Jay doesn't do it, send in Jimmy. Now, if the first time Jay don't do it, Jimmy don't do it, have it be like a handicap match. And then send out Roman. Because at this point, it's getting really sad. It's getting really sad for Sami. So I need them to get some help. But, even though I wanted, them to get some help, when Jay came to help Sami, it didn't go well for Jay. Because then the Thug Line came out. For some reason, the Thug Line came out to save Drew McIntyre. This is, one of the things I don't want to happen. A kind of alliance between the Thug Line and Drew McIntyre. No, this ruins what I want to happen on January 6th. If I see Drew McIntyre and his big head, during Tribal Combat, I'm gonna have an issue. I'm gonna have to fly out to Los Angeles if I see that happen. Dead serious, because I just can't. I can't. I need them to not do this to me. I need Drew McIntyre to screw things up and Tribal Combat go well for me. Have Drew McIntyre preoccupied with a 3-on-1. Yeah, that works out well. Have the Usos and Sami against Drew McIntyre for the first episode of Raw on Netflix. Like, that is a perfect idea, guys. Perfect idea. Wraps out everything fine. That was a beautiful. And THUGLINE, they just keep doing it. They keep doing it. They look too cool, and I'm getting conflicted. It's really upsetting me. But let me know how you guys feel about Raw. Let me know how you felt about that ending and how that's going to affect everything going forward. Be safe. Have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys Thursday. Bye.